My name is Ray, and my partner name is Jay, and we are land investors. In less than 3 years, the land business has changed our lives in ways we can only imagine. We want to show you how to do the same exact thing we did to change our family's future forever, just as you can for yours.
Welcome to Land and Legacy. My name is Jay.
My name is Ray.
And we are the Acre Boys.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Once again, we have our close friend, our other partner, Cardigan Harris, joining us today. And today's topic is going to be land versus houses. I know this is a topic that we've covered already, but it's an interesting topic. It comes up a lot of times, and all three of us has had some former investing in houses at one point or another.
So let's start it off like this. As far as for me and my perspective on this whole topic is, land versus houses. And the reason why I'm going to choose land 100% of the time is because I'm not dealing with sheetrock, plumbing, electrical, or anything that has to do with how we do it with traditional houses. When this comes to land, I'm only dealing with dirt. No matter if a storm comes or whatever the case may be, my land is always going to still be there. So as my perspective concerned, I'm pushing houses to the side, even though we love houses, we all like to live in them. But when it comes to an investment strategy, I'm choosing dirt 100% of the time.
Go ahead, Pete.
So my standpoint on this is, I think it's a great way to diversify yourself. This transition of land versus houses, like he mentioned before, it's a lot of red tape and a lot of things you got to go through with properties. Land, specifically rural land, I don't think it's in terms of comparison of what's at stake. Land clearly has an edge on homes. The way I feel about it is, I think years ago, we all started with a real estate background. I think I made my first $100,000 with this guy here back in 2006. Now, to be in this space in 2022, it says something. I think it speaks in volume. I do believe they run parallel, but land clearly has an edge. Less things you got to go through. Land clearly, I believe, has intrinsic value. It offers something called perpetuity, which could be value left for generations and generations in its natural state.
So in my spill on it, as far as the houses, as Jay said, if they come and they drop a napalm bomb on your land, all that would happen is it'd just be a hole in the land. It's not that land still would be there. It would be a little less valuable as if it didn't have the hole in it. But the house would be gone. It would be incinerated. It would be no more house. So the land will always be there. I mean, it's God given. That's what God has given the man. Go till the land. As far as houses, I like houses, me, myself, personally. And I like fancy houses, me, myself, personally. As he stated, we made our first $100,000 together flipping houses, but our next deal wasn't right around the corner, especially in these competitive markets. We all from New York. So us going out and finding our next deal, it took a lot of legwork just to make that $100,000. As opposed to, we had a conversation in the gym the other day with a guy who said, what are you talking? You're buying all of this land. He's a New York guy. So he don't understand what's out there in these rural markets where these land spaces are wide open, right? Yeah, sure, it's competitive in New York. And I'm glad I'm not investing in houses here because it's too much to find deals. It's too cutthroat. Everybody's backstabbing everybody. By the time you get to the closing table, if you're a middleman, oh God, I feel for you because you're the first person to get X'd out of the situation.
That's a fact.
So in the land business, it's just the opportunity and the competition. Let's just wisen up. That's just smart. That's common sense. You don't have to be a genius to know that. If it's 500 million houses and if there's 11 million land pieces to go after, which one would you choose from a basic hustling standpoint?
And just to that, do you want to play in a field that's crowded or one that's less crowded? For me, I'm always going with less crowded because there's more opportunity over there for me in that space. So that's my 2 cents on it. And that's where we at. Houses versus land.
Yeah, look, before we close out too, it's like, when we rehabbed our own personal houses, and you know, who wants to deal with the headache of running the? You know how much we had to run to Home Depot. Every other day you run into Home Depot. Contractor calling you 24/7. He needs this. They always need something. They need new nails, a new pack of nails. Bro, you just bought a pack with you know 5,000 nails, and what happened to them? Oh, I left them. They leave them. They forget to bring them, so they want you to go foot the bill. And after a while, you know, the bill on a daily, nails of a 5,000 pack is going to cost you about $60 So if you're doing this daily, all these little odds and ends, before you know it, you had a budget of, let's say, 25,000 on a rehab. That budget done stretched over to 28,000. It ain't much. It's just aggravating though. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. I get it. Yeah.
I agree to that. One thing I want to say also too is in the land space, clearly Land and Legacy teaches how acquisition of rural land, 25 cents on the dollar, 25%, whatever. From that standpoint, in comparison to acquiring a home, 25 cents on a dollar in today's market, the only way you can do that is through a short sale, through a short pay, or some form of hardship. If this is the norm in Land and Legacy, which they teach, it's clearly a blue ocean perspective. So I would go with that all day, 1,000%. Because the key, how do you increase your margin of profit, is through acquisition. If acquisition is the way to go in rural land, clearly Land and Legacy, landslide, it's whitewash.
Definitely. And also, one more thing before we let y'all go. Taxes.
Yes.
You know, I don't care if you're a traditional house flipper, whatever the case may be, whether you're taking hard money, the taxes are due on that particular property as you're going and doing everything that you want to do with it. However, on rural vacant land, especially the places that I can have a 40, 50, 100 acre tract, and it costs me in between $300 to $600 a year. So when we're talking about holding costs and which one is more proficient, I'm going to go with a 100 acre, 200 acre tract with low holding costs, which I'm not going to have to pay into that thing as I go. And even that allows people who have the money isn't as high to even participate as well, because the holding costs are very cheap as far as that's concerned.
Absolutely.
So that's our spill for today, people. Like this video, comment,
Subscribe.
share it, subscribe, hit the button. We'll catch you on the next one. I'm Ray, that's Jay, that's P, Cardigan Harris, Acre Boys. We are out.
Deuces, y'all.